Good day, everybody. We are here at Kathmandu, and I figure to test out the new update to the Aerosoft Twin Otter, which you see in front of us, I figured we'd take it for a flight. So we are going to head from here. We are in Kathmandu, and we're going to fly up to take a look at Mount Everest, and then land at Lukla, which is the staging area for the ascents up to Mount Everest. It's also considered one of the world's most dangerous airports, and it's an interesting approach. So we're going to do that. And I also thought I'd show off what I think is one of the nicest liveries I've seen on aircraft. This is Air Inuit, flies in northern Canada, and it's very cool with the snow goose on the tail and the colorings and that. And just thought I'd show it off as a livery for today's flight. So we'll get on board, close this thing up, and we can fire her up. All right. The airport is VNKT. Are you gonna join me? I'll wait for you here at the airport. VNKT, I've set time for noon, and we're on the few clouds preset because we want to be able to see where we're going. So we're going to go close the door in the back. This is the passenger version of the aircraft. I do not have any views set up, but we'll get some outside shots anyway. Let's see if I can get around to where I can get to the door handle. There she is. There we go. The door is now closed. And actually, we'll leave that open for now. Get the outdoor sounds. So they've done some updates. A few things they've added in. There's a GPWS inhibit, so we can turn off the ground proximity warning. That's a good one that they've added in there. They've also put actual wing lights on the wings, and they have changed a few things, fixed the nav system, fixed all that stuff, and the sounds are much better than they were. Still one or two little areas that could use a touch-up, but better than they were. So we'll wait for Talia to spawn in beside us here, and then we will get fired up. I do have a flight plan set, but basically, if you're flying along, just follow me, since basically all it's going to do is take us out towards the mountain. We are, however, going up to 22,000 feet, so it's going to be a little bit cold. We'll just pop out for a second. We can take a look around the airport. Again, we're in Kathmandu. You can see the mountains around us. Very nice, very famous town here in Nepal. We'll be heading eastwards out to where the higher mountains are, and taking a look. It's a short taxi. We're just heading out over there to the end of the runway there. We're going to be taking off towards the southwest, and then we'll be making a turn out and heading eastwards. Oh, there's an aircraft beside us. I'll assume that's Talia. So we'll jump back in ours, and we can get it ready to go. So let me just grab my Otter checklist. And we can get this thing fired up. Alright, so I've got the control lock. Couldn't think of the word for a second. Got the control lock off, so we are good there. Alright, so parking brake is set. Emergency fuel switches are on normal. Fuel selector is set to normal. Fuel boost pumps are both off. Radios are off. Come back to the cabin signs up above. So the no smoking is on. The fasten seat belt is on. Beacon is on. Pitot heat is currently off. Generator switches are off. Flaps are up. Actually, flaps say 10. Flaps are up. Fuel levers are off. Props are feathered. Engines are in idle. Ignition switch, we can look under, is in normal. Turn the battery master on and DC master on. And we'll check our fuel quantity. Is good. Alright, so we are good to start engine. Yeah, I can see you. I think you're right. There's your tail right there. Alright, so the engine aircraft is spooled up. So we're ready to start engine. So, boost pumps coming on. And starting engine. Torque is coming up, adding the fuel. Close the door. Alright, so the engine is up and running. Oil pressure has come up. Temperature's coming up. Fuel flow is good. RPM is good. And we're good there. Switches come back to the center, so we'll start the left engine. Fuel booster on. Prop is coming up. Open the fuel. Hi, iRock56. We're on the Northern European server. It's Kathmandu Airport. Northern European, VNKT. Again, we're running, time is set to noon, and we have the few clouds preset on just so we can see the site so we don't have to worry about the weather. Okay, so the engines are up and running. So we can do the after start checks. So we're going to bring the power up. So we get about 10% on the torque pressure. There we go. Generators can come on. Generators are on. Engine instruments are within limits. Everything is looking good. Nav is good. Radios. Transponder. We'll set a IFR squawk. We're good there. Compass and gyros showing about 70 degrees and 70 degrees. We're good there. Get the rest of our overhead lights on, so the collision light will come on. We can turn the heaters on. It's going to get cold in here. We'll get the bleed air on. Not worried about window heat at the moment. We'll see if we start getting any icing. Emergency lighting is armed. And we're good there. So we're going to bring the props up into low now. There. Hear them coming in. So there, our altimeter check. Our altimeter setting is 1013. And all the other lights are on. bring the engines back to idle. I think we're good to go. So, holding the brakes, parking brake is released. Actually, before we go, I'll put the parking brake back on. As I said, we're going up to 22,000 feet, so we're going to get that altitude set now so that it is in there. And we're going to be climbing out at 1,600 feet per minute. Initially, we'll probably ease it off slightly once we get a little bit further up in the air. Alright, now we can taxi. So, parking brake is off. Get a nice view here. And we'll taxi down to the hold short line. Will I rock there? I guess you're joining us from Twitch. Good to have you. Alright, so we're going to hold here. Brakes on. Now very quickly, just going to throw the Discord link up in the chats. It's waiting for it to pop up in YouTube. And then I'll copy it over into Twitch, and then we'll get ourselves good to go. The bot's taking its own sweet time today. There we go. So there's the Discord link in the Twitch chat. Okay, so before takeoff checklists, fuel quantity is checked. Fuel pumps are both on. Trim tabs are set. Flight instruments are checked. Nav radios are checked. Props coming up full forward. Auto feather is on. Flaps are set to 10 degrees. Pitot heat is on. Anti-ice is not required. Flight controls are free and correct. Transponder is on and set. Landing lights are on. Caution lights are all set, and we can taxi out. So 22,000 feet will still put us below the top of Everest, but it should be should still be above most of the scenery, or most of the mountains. So we'll go into the turnaround here, and I'll give everybody room to come up and get themselves settled on the runway. pull forward to give people room to line up. All right, here we go. We're gonna power up to about 45%. And pull back at about 75 knots. We go to 45 because we don't want to over torque the engines as we speed up. They will increase slightly. It's 50 knots. 70 knots. Going to start easing back on the stick. And up we go. Come down, turn the yaw damper on. And we're going to pitch for around 100 knots or so for the climb. The initial climb. We want to get up to about 1,000 feet before we start our turn. It's 500 feet, flaps coming up. And we're going to pull back up a bit on the power. We'll leave it at 45. We're going to bring the props back to about 90 for the climb. And we're about 1,000 feet up. So we're going to turn on the autopilot. We're going to go into nav mode. And we're going to set our climb rate for 1,600 feet per minute initial climb. And there's Kathmandu. Hello, sorry, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that because I don't read Greek, but hi and welcome to the stream. There's the airport. You just took off on runway 22. So climb checks, flaps are up, auto feather will come off, climb power is set, landing lights will come off, make sure the taxi light is off as well, it is, and get a little bit of speed going, 1,600 feet per minute, that'll get us up nicely. See the trim is working. And we're on our way. Hello, Theodora. Welcome to the stream. So the weather, we should have a few clouds here and there, but we should be pretty good. We will end up probably above most of it. See your airspeed slowly coming back. And we will have to slowly decrease our climb rate as we get higher, or else we're going to slow down too much. 85 knots is the lower limit we want to go to. See the Himalayas off in the distance, looking very nice. Bring the climb down to 1,200 feet per minute. bring the power up again, just make sure we're at 45 for the climb. As we get higher, the power will slowly decrease, so we got to add a little bit more throttle. Keep on monitoring as we climb out. Zoom out a little bit. We've got to go out for a little bit, and then we're going to turn to the north, and we're going to end up doing a big loop around the big mountains around Everest. Wonderful views. It's kind of noisy out there. Kathmandu Airport was like 4,500 feet up, so we're already getting quite the kickstart higher up. But we're going much higher. So we got 10,000 feet to go. So we're onto the oxygen. This is not a pressurized cabin. Kathmandu Airport is 4,395 feet in elevation. So not too bad. Our speed is I'm going to go back to 1,600 feet per minute. I want to get up to cruise as quickly as we can. See the difference the 400 feet per minute made with our airspeed slowing right down. Heading up over the mountains. Just keeping an eye on everything. Temperature's already down to about -9 degrees. So I am going to turn on the windshield heat just in case. There we go. If we do run into any moisture, we don't want it to start freezing up on us. Climbing at about 87 knots. 85 is our best climb rate. Very much feeling like the top of the world up here. So our destination airport of Lukla is about 73 miles from Kathmandu. We're going to be going a bit further because we're going to be looping around. It's also 5,000 feet higher. Maybe 4,500 feet higher. And there's only one way to come in and land there. It doesn't matter what the wind's doing. You land, I think it's to the east, so like runway 9 or something. But it'll be a visual landing when we come in. And you don't stop on the runway. You kind of roll right up to the end because you'll be going uphill. And then pull into the, I guess you call it the apron area. There we go, 18,000 feet, 4,000 to go. I am running the Himalaya mesh from Orbex, so the mountains should look very nice. When we get there, see out the nose there. Getting up. Just watching that speed a little bit. Knock 100 feet off the climb. It's 19,000. Your climb speed 85. That's the minimum. I don't usually go that high in these things, but we're flying over the mountains. 2,000 feet to go. Just watching our power settings. We're now at full power. You can see our engines are only at 35%. The aircraft has a service ceiling of 25,000 feet, so we're starting to push up towards the top end of it. I'm going to roll another 100 feet off the climb, bring it down to 1,400. Stall warning, so we're going to bring that right down to 1,000 feet now. Air's thinning out. 1,000 feet to go. Bring that down to 800 feet. Get a little bit of airspeed building up. Starting to push the limits here. It's 400 feet to go. Speeds up slightly. Talia's off our left wing. Will IROC's ahead of us. There we go. She's starting to level out now. And then we'll bring the props back into cruise power. There we go. And let the speed build up slightly. There we are. We'll bring the props back to cruise power setting of about 76 or on the RPMs. There we go. Now we're cruising. Definitely at the top of the world now. So our airspeed's going to build up slowly now. Coming into the point where we're going to start our turn to the north. Yeah, we're going to be turning north in a minute. In a few miles anyway. So we just hit our first of the waypoints that's going to take us around the mountains. See the high peaks over here. I think that's Everest right there. That's the way we're going to be headed. So I've currently got an indicated airspeed of 120. What's my ground speed? 176 ground speed. Winds are out of the west, so that makes sense. Slowly starting to curve around. So I think that aircraft there is sitting at Lukla, or Lukla. That's where we're kind of headed at the end of the flight. I believe. Could be wrong. Looks like our indicated airspeed is going to be about 120. Should be higher, but because we're up in the thin air here at 22,000 feet, there's not as much density of the air pushing against the sensor, so it reads as a lower air pressure, and a lower air pressure gives you a lower indicated airspeed because it doesn't have the force behind it for what you would get when it's calibrated properly, which is at sea level. There's one in front of us. Okay, we're making the turn. We're starting to head in a northeasterly direction. And there's the mountainous view at the front. grabbing some pictures there. So as I said, there's a series of waypoints we're going to be going around here. It'll take us around the mountains. It's kind of following a river path up through the valley at the moment. Mountains are looking really, really good with this mesh on. Looking to see if I can get a map that'll help me pinpoint what some of these mountains are. Again, I think that's Everest right there. We'll see. Yeah, well, we're heading north now. Well, Iraq. I'm not sure if you can still see us, but that's the way we're headed. There's that river valley we're kind of following. There are towns and stuff down there. So we're gonna loop around these mountains here. Be able to go in here and get a view. Out the window. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think there are plateaus out here. Everything looks pretty steep to me. Oh, you're going direct to Lukla? Cool. Yeah, on the scenic route. You could say that. But it's some very nice Very nice mountain effects. Absolutely gorgeous. And then we're going to swing around the back of the mountains here. I think my progress bar on the tool is getting a little confused. I think it just went backwards. Trim's working here, a little bit of bouncing around. Yeah, I tell you it is, and the problem with Lukla is it's a sloped runway, so you really stop even shorter than you want to. So you got to be careful that you don't really come to a halt on the runway. Or at least you try not to. It is a short takeoff airplane. Imagine living down there. I've been down in the Rockies and the valleys there, but these, holy cow, these are so much bigger. You can see we're below the peak here. And again, I think that one's Everest right there. Yeah, I don't think, I mean, reversers really, you have to be down in the 1,500 foot to 2,000 foot range before you really need them. For most stuff, you can just stop using the brakes. I will say that the runway at Lukla is only 1,700 feet long, but there is a pretty steep angle that will be going up, so I don't think you need reversers there either. You just need the brakes. Yeah, it all seems to be working now, so the only thing I haven't checked is on the ILS if the issue with when you power back when you're down the glide slope, if it drops below the glide slope still. You did a ILS approach? Did it work out fine for you? Oh, okay. Yeah, but not want to be going going down here at all. Oh, good. Because I think, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Corporate Pilot Dad was saying that he got set up on the ILS, and as he was coming in, he started to reduce power, and she deviated below the glide slope. So I guess there was something worded in the release notes, but I wasn't sure if they were referring to that specifically, but it seems like they were. And everything was good. See, the engines are running hot. There's not a lot of airflow through them, even though it's oh, the air temperature's come up a little bit, so it's keeping things a little bit warm. That's fine, as long as we keep the air speed, our speed up. We'll have enough air over them. Oil temperatures are pretty good still. So when we start coming into Lukla, our initial altitude is going to be 9,300 feet. That's what we're going to target for, and that will let us get over a couple of the ridges and set ourselves up for the descent down to the runway. And the airport elevation is 93,370. The end of the runway, because of the slope, is below that, so should all be good. I think we're actually in China now. Circling around over the north side of the mountains. See all the peaks here. We're still kind of heading northeastwards at the moment. Well, there's your high plateaus. Wow. See how close we are to the ground. The details really starting to come out. Pretty barren up here. I think we're gonna turn the north loop around this and then come down the other side. Frozen lakes. Somehow I don't think it's above zero up here. Well, it could be, but not in, well, I was going to say not in January, but I don't have live weather on, so. It's an interesting plateau there. flying a little further north to get out of this higher area here, and then we'll be looping around, heading back down the other side. So keeping a pretty decent ground speed. Although we're now flying away from our destination airport. There we go. Gonna do this loop around the top. It's almost desert-like up here. Wonder if it is. If this is kind of in a rain shadow, given the mountains, and you know it's technically a desert. Next turn's coming up. I think we're going to be flying down this valley that's here, kind of by the looks of it. It goes on forever. Wow. That is pretty impressive. That's pretty cool. Look, view up there, the glacier and everything coming down. Flying into rising terrain. This could get interesting. I think that is Everest right in front of us. And looking at the route, I think we come up here and then around, pass on the left side of it. I hope. Hear that trim working away. Slight course corrections. Just keeping an eye on where it's taking us. So Everest is 29,032 feet tall. So it's 7,000 feet higher than we are right now. Interesting. And it looks like we're going to come up this little channel here. Maybe. Yep. Yeah, I'll let the airplane deal with the trim. I mean, it's following a course that I've got set for it. I mean, we're getting into an area where we don't have a lot of clearance, so we're going to fly up here. Really putting this aircraft to its limits here. we're getting close. This is going to be interesting.
Terrain. Terrain. Terrain.
Wow. There she is. That is kind of scary. I think we're going to head down this way to get out of here. Hey, Nick. Well, you missed your scheduled start time. If you want, I can send you the route. You can fly it. Wow, this is interesting flying here. Well, we're crossing back over into Nepal. So hopefully the Chinese didn't mind us flying through their area here. Now, looks like no, we're actually heading down this way. Wow. Now, there's the peak. This really has us going between the mountains here. Looking for the flight plan for you. I'll send it to you on Discord, Nick. There we go. Just keeping an eye on that GPS, see where we're headed. Looks like maybe down this valley. Keep our altitude for a little while. Yeah, it's because there's still some pretty high terrain around here. That was very interesting. So we're going to head south. We'll pass east of the airfield, and I guess we're like one mountain range over, and then we're going to loop around and come up from the south, which is the way they come in on the regular flights. Got that good ground speed going. Oh yeah, all the nav stuff works. Sounds are a lot better. Still a couple minor things, but it does sound a lot better. And all the broken nav stuff, the glide slope, the HSI needles, and all that are all fixed. So it's a lot better. See, we're starting to come out of the extremely high mountain. Oh, nice lake. Coming out of the extremely high mountains. So we'll be able to start descending down soon. Alright, so it looks like this guy is sitting over at Lukla right now. Well, no, it can't be. He's at 4,000 feet. Lukla's 9,000. IROC, you make it into Lukla, okay? So as mentioned, we're going to target 9,300 for our approach, but we'll have to keep an eye on what it's looking like and where we are. He must be back at Kathmandu? No, maybe. There we go. There's where we were. Again, looking very nice. So I think we're good to start slowly edging our way down. So I'm going to set 20,000 feet. Bring ourselves down to there. And leave the power up just so our speed's good. Temperature's coming down. Engines are cooling off a little bit. Yeah, he's not at Lukla is actually back behind us this way now, on the other side of this ridge. 20,000 feet coming up. Going to slowly work our way down. is coming up a little bit. Ground speed's almost 200 knots. Come down a little bit more. Going down to 17. We have to start watching the throttles. I don't want to over torque the engines. Cut across the range, then we're going to head up the other side to where Lukla is. Yeah, 9.3 is our target. Signs have been on the entire time. Fuel quantity is checked. Caution lights are on. Anti-ice not required. Altimeters are set. Signs are set. Throw the landing lights on. And taxi light, just so people can see us coming. We still got a little bit to go, but that's fine. Dial down to 1500. Still running about 195 knot ground speed. That's good. Start pulling power back. There's 40. Just gonna start creeping up on us now. It's 1,300 feet set. Just watching our terrain. I'm 14 miles out. I believe the airport's up this valley. I'll bring this all the way down to 10,000 feet now. 13 miles out. 2,500 feet. I'm going to cross over to the other side of the valley here. Launching those power settings. I think I got the airport in sight. Autopilot is off. Back on the power, descending down. Props fully forward. Flying towards the mountain here. Airport is going to be over here. So basically you fly towards the bright spot on the hill here, and then you make the turn. There's the part of the town down there. Just 9,000. Speed coming back. Props are fully forward. There's the airport.
Sink rate.
Flaps coming out.
Sink rate.
Yeah, we're a little high, so we're going to be diving. Good thing it's built for this.
Pull up. Pull up. Minimums. Minimums.
There we go, right on the end of the runway. Slowing down. We're going to roll right to the top. Welcome to Lukla. Ah, not what I wanted. That's definitely not what I wanted either. Sit back inside the airplane. Tried to take a screenshot. Flaps up. This is the fault, yeah. There we go. Get the parking brake on. So here we are. Parking brake is on. Throttles will bring up to 10% on the torque. Propellers are brought fully back. And then into feather. Generators are now off. Props can come back to idle. Fuel levers are off. Fuel pumps are off. Go to the overheads. Taxi light, pitot heat off. Manual air off. Disarm that. Strobes are off. Bleed air is off. Windshield heat is off. Yaw damper is off. And batteries are off. And here we are in beautiful Lukla Airport. Alright, so Talia's gone around. No pressure. Yeah, it's very, very well done. I think they did it for one of the landing challenges a while ago. They came back and updated it all. But it is quite the approach. I remember reading 9,300 was what they said that they do that turn at. So I was a bit high. Had to dive it a little bit, but we got her in. And landing right at the edge of the runway means we didn't have to use the reversers and we could just keep it rolling all the way up. But Talia's looking good. They fly helicopters up here too, so it'd be interesting to fly one of those in here. Well, didn't quite end the way you wanted it to. So that somebody's leaving. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this flight. We made it to Lukla, saw Mount Everest, and we learned this is not an easy airport to get into. Take some practice. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's impromptu stream. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you on the next one. Bye for now.